Do you know what it feels like to disappear from your own family and have no one notice? Not for a day, not for a week, but for half a year? Let me tell you, it doesn't feel like freedom at first. It feels like standing at your own funeral, watching the people you love keep eating cake, like you were never there. 6 months ago, I vanished. Packed up my one-bedroom in Arlington and drove north until the skyline turned into trees. Not a single call, not a single message. My parents didn't ask why the lease ended, why the birthday card they mailed never reached me. Hell, they didn't even remember my birthday. That last day, the sun beat down so hard it felt like July and March. My friend Marcus carried boxes while Lila taped the flaps of my suitcase shut with her knee. The place was stripped bare, just cardboard towers and an armchair nobody wanted. "Are you sure you're not telling them?" Lila asked, sweat sticking her hair to her cheek. I didn't even look up. They haven't asked where I live in 3 years. Why would I start now? She and Marcus traded a look, the kind that says we don't get it, but we'll stand with you anyway. I shut the U-Haul door with both palms, let the clang echo, and thought, this is it. I'm leaving silence behind for my own kind of quiet. Ashland, Oregon. One narrow apartment with a balcony facing pines. Outdated kitchen, crooked blinds, but it was mine. For the first time, I cooked dinners without anyone rolling their eyes. I placed my own pictures on the wall, watered basil in the window, breathed air that didn't taste like judgment. Marcus and Lila visited on weekends. My grandmother Ruth called every week. That was it. That was everyone. Some nights, I'd laugh at the absurdity of it all. Not the kind of laugh that comes from joy, but the hollow, echoing kind. I'd vanished and the world didn't flinch. Until last week. My phone lit up with a name I hadn't seen in years. Victor Hale. My father. I didn't answer until the 4th ring. "You need to come home next weekend," he barked. Not hello. Not how are you. A command. I told him I had plans. Hung up before his lecture could spool out. Then I just sat there, staring at the ridge of dark pine outside my window. That familiar weight pressing back down. A week later, the pressure began. Call after call. Guilt packaged as duty. It was all about my brother Nathan, his engagement dinner. His fiancée's family is traditional. My father snapped. They expect the whole family. Not about love. Not about reunion. Just optics. They wanted me to be a chair filled at a table, a prop in their play. "I won't be there," I said. "What do you mean you won't be there?" "I mean exactly that." For a long beat, the line was silent. Thick, electric, like the air before a storm. Finally, he said it. "If you don't come, you're out of the will." I almost laughed. Then I told him, clear as glass, "I make more money than all of you combined." The sound of him inhaling, like he'd just been slapped, was worth every missed birthday card. After that, they flooded me. Voicemails, emails, texts from numbers I didn't recognize. My mother tried her soft voice act. "Sweetheart, this isn't like you. Just one dinner. Smile, take a picture, then disappear again if you must." I asked her. "Disappear like I already have?" She hung up. Nathan called, softer. "Can't you just show up for me?" I thought of every year he looked away while I was erased at the dinner table. No. Not this time. The last call I answered was from Grandma Ruth. Her voice wasn't pleading. It was steady. "They asked me to call. To convince you." "I figured," I said. "But I won't. If I were you, I wouldn't go either." That's why I always picked up for her. She was the only one who didn't lie. The wedding came and went. I hiked through Lithia Park that morning instead. Wildflowers pushing through the soil. Air so clean it burned my lungs. When I came back, I found a plain white envelope in the mailbox. No return address. But the handwriting, blocky, rigid, was unmistakable. My father. I stood there, holding it, feeling its weight. I didn't even open it. I walked straight to the fire pit, struck a match, and watched the envelope curl into ash. Because I already knew what it said. Obey. Pretend. Perform. Not anymore. The next morning, I signed the final paperwork for my house. 3 bedrooms. Cedar siding.
Room for a garden. Mine.
Every line of the contract carried my name and no one else's. 6 months later, my backyard was filled with the scent of grilled peaches and laughter that shook the fence. Marcus was burning burgers on the grill. Lila was barefoot, dancing to a playlist I didn't even know I had. A neighbor's kid pressed a handmade bracelet into my palm and declared me her fun aunt. Someone asked casually, "Do you have family back east?" I didn't hesitate. Not anymore. I pointed to the people spilling lemonade and chasing fireflies. This is my family. That night, when the last dish was rinsed and the candles were snuffed out, I stood in my garden. The bracelet still clung to my wrist. Fireflies blinked along the fence line. It wasn't perfect. It was better. It was mine. Family isn't blood. Family is whoever shows up when the world goes quiet. Tell me if you walked away tomorrow, who would actually come looking for you? Let me know in the comments. I read everyone.